Pastor Jim from the Village Chapel in Nashville, Tennessee here with your daily devotion. This morning is the morning of Maundy Thursday, part of Holy Week, celebrated in so many different streams of the church. Four things really commemorated in Maundy Thursday. The washing of the disciples' feet by Jesus in the upper room at the Last Supper. An amazing thing. I want to read that for you in just a second from John chapter 13 if you have a Bible and you want to get it and follow along. The second thing is the institution of the Lord's Supper. And so important that this sacrament, which has become a means of grace, has become so important really across the board in all streams of the church. It's called different things. Sometimes it's called the Eucharist, which means the Thanksgiving. It's called communion, the Lord's Supper, the Lord's table in a lot of different places. But the idea is the same, that we focus in on the death of Christ, his body broken for us, his blood shed for us. And exactly what a great gift that is to us. The third thing on Maundy Thursday that is remembered is the agony and the prayer of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, and then his betrayal and arrest as well. But it begins this way in John chapter 13, in the last Passover in the upper room. Therefore, before the feast of the Passover, Jesus, knowing that his hour had come, that he should depart out of this world to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. I love that kind of faithful, loyal, steadfast covenant love that God has for us and that Jesus displayed here to his disciples. During supper, the devil having already put it into the heart of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, to betray him, and Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands and that he had come forth from God and was going back to God. So Jesus' mindset, his disposition of heart, is he understands what his mission is. His hour had come means he actually was in charge of the timing of the whole thing. But with all of that in mind, Jesus rose from supper. It says here in verse 4 of John chapter 13, he laid aside his garments and taking a towel, girded himself about. He poured water into the basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with a towel with which he was girded. And I'll remind you that Judas hasn't left the room yet. So Jesus is washing the feet of his disciples, including Peter, the one who would deny him 3 times, including Judas, the one who would betray him. Jesus came to serve, not to be served, as he put it. So he came to Simon Peter, and a little funny thing happens here. Simon Peter says, "Lord, do you wash my feet?" It seems strange to him that his master would do that. And Jesus answered, "What I do, you do not realize now, but you will understand afterwards." Peter said to him, "Never shall you wash my feet." You know, Peter's always sort of the overconfident one, and he's constantly opening his mouth and putting his foot in it, and he's kind of a ready, fire, aim kind of a guy, if you will. But Jesus answered and said, "If I do not wash you, you have no part with me." Simon Peter then said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." He wants to make sure he has a part with Jesus, of course. And Jesus said to him, "He who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you." He knew the one who was betraying him. That's why he said, "Not all of you are clean." When he had washed their feet and taken his garments and reclined at table again, Jesus said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I then, the Lord and the teacher, washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I gave you an example, that you also should do as I did to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master, neither one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, you're blessed if you do them." And so, as we choose to turn our lives over to Christ, as we decide, make some decision along the way, based on this Holy Spirit's urging and calling us to respond to Christ, to follow him, he calls his disciples to deny themselves, to take up their cross and to follow him. And his is the way of serving others, of laying down his life for others. And so that's what we're called to do as well. Maundy Thursday, a good reminder of that as we look at the Lord's Supper. I want to invite you to remember Thursday night to be with us if you have a chance at 6:30 p.m. Central Time for what we call Thanksgiving Thursdays. We'll take communion together, just a 20-minute online experience that you can get to from our website. And then Friday night, we have the Good Friday service, which one of my favorite services we do every single year. This year, of course, it'll be quite different. But we're looking forward to reflecting on the 7 sayings of Christ from the cross. We'll have musical pieces contributed by Phil Kagi, Charlie Peacock, and Mark Sibilia, and a beautiful arrangement by a small string ensemble as well. And I think it'll be very meaningful for you. And you might want to think of a friend or two that you might want to invite to that as well for Good Friday. And of course, Easter Sunday, our services will be online again, and we want to invite you to join us for that, and perhaps invite some others to join us too. The Lord bless you as we go into this very important weekend with Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, Saturday itself, of course, and looking forward to celebrating the resurrection of Jesus on Easter Sunday.
Daily Devotions with Pastor Jim Thomas is a resource of the Village Chapel in Nashville, Tennessee. If you find this daily devotional beneficial, leave a review and share it with friends and family. For more resources or to support our ministry, visit our website, thevillagechapel.com. Artwork for this podcast by Kim Thomas. Music by Phil Kagi.